let's close off with this. Golden State Warriors versus Portland Trailblazers. It's the first time in the history of the NBA that two brothers, Steph and Seth Curry, are going to play in the conference finals.
It's even crazy.
Who do you pick?
Who the parents can be cheering for?
Probably Seth, man. Steph been balling. You got to give Seth some love. Who do you pick to win and in how many games?
I'm going for the wild card. I'm going Portland Trailblazers in 7.
Golden State Warriors, 5 games.
5 games? You
Five
don't think
games.
you think we only take 1?
No, whether KD plays or not, I've told you time and time again, Steph Curry's the most important player to that team. You saw it Game 5 in that fourth quarter when KD went out.
Yep.
Somehow Steph woke up, won that game.
It was a close game, though. It was
Right.
close to the end.
And then Steph came through. And then Game 6, Steph first half, I don't know what he was doing, lollygagging and dancing around the court. And then second half, drops 33. Has 20 or 22 points in the fourth quarter alone. And carried that team. You can't say that the Golden State Warriors are a better team without Kevin Durant, because you just can't. He's top 2 player, if not the best player in the world.
And just
But
as like Draymond Green said, you get lazy when you play with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
You just give him the
But
ball and he'll do it for you.
As Colin Cowherd said, they're not better without him, but they're different. That different is really effing good.
And it's worked.
And it makes Steph back to how we fell in love with Steph Curry and why we thought, hey, he's the second best player in the league before Kevin Durant went there. It makes Klay Thompson better. He's getting more looks, better open looks, and their offense is way more fluid. Everybody's running more, cutting more off-ball screens, more elevator screens you'll see, and it makes it so much harder for the defense because they're moving around the whole time. And you saw James Harden and Chris Paul were getting gassed chasing Steph and Klay around. They couldn't keep up, so now Lillard and McCollum, who are guys in better shape,
It's a battle of the backcourts.
you got to go best of 7 games.
Yep.
Chasing these guys around.
They can. If anyone can do it, I feel like those two can. Those
What
two have been
happened in the
chasing a
past when they played
championship.
Golden State? I think they played once in the last 3 years in the playoffs and it was a sweep, was it not?
In the
I know,
playoffs?
yeah.
I don't think they've ever played in the playoffs.
I thought they had. Even if they hadn't, they're not ready for this Warriors team.
If it was ever a perfect time, it's now. Again, KD, I don't know how he's coming back, how he's gonna feel. You're in the best. If there
take
is
2 weeks if you want.
if there's
They
a
got
chance that they could win this series, this is it. You know, like the whole Avengers thing, you got 1 out of a million chances.
1 out of
This
14
is their
million.
yeah. This is
Endgame.
their one.
Spoiler if you haven't watched.
This is their one. If they can't win it like this, honestly,
Well, that's what everybody said
it-
about Houston, though.
No, but the thing,
KD's
but
out, and if Houston doesn't win,
Houston,
then who's
I
going to beat
attribute
them?
that loss a lot to. Is a lot of pressure on that team.
Oh, my God.
Besides James Harden and Chris Paul,
Excuses?
everyone else
There's no excuses for Houston.
crumbled under that pressure.
Your excuse last year was that CP3 went out in Game 6.
It's not an excuse. Pressure's not an
You just
excuse. If you
said,
can't handle
oh,
the pressure,
pressure.
leave.
There's no excuses now. If Houston couldn't beat them, Portland's got no chance to beat
James
them.
Harden and Chris Paul balled out in that game. It wasn't like they both played bad. They balled out. But
James
the
Harden
rest-
did not ball out.
he did ball out.
Buddy.
Coming near the end of the game when he just ran up.
He hit one good three-pointer
They inbounded the ball to him. He walked straight up and bangs the tree.
He had like 3 points in the fourth quarter. One
No,
three-pointer.
not that game.
Game 7. So Game 6 this
Game
year.
6.
He had 3 points in the fourth quarter.
Check that.
I
I think
don't know if I
think that
can.
was game 5, not game 6.
Nope.
Game 5, I know for sure. That was the whole conversation. How much he's slacking in the fourth quarter.
What day was that? Here. 118, 113.
I believe that's it. Is it Friday? Yeah.
Yeah. Shouts to the score, great app, but they're not gonna show his fourth quarter.
Okay, but just pull up their stats.
No, he had a
This
good
is
game.
what no,
but
but this is what
quarter
I'm.
is when it
This
counts.
is what I'm talking about balling out. These two are having great game. 27 and 35. The
Okay.
rest. Look at the rest. Look at the rest of the team. This is like a Raptors effect.
All
Look
fair.
at the rest of the
All
team.
fair. But what did we just say about Kawhi Leonard? I said he was having a so mediocre game.
Yeah.
5:40 left in the game, turned it around and sealed it. James Harden 3 points and only had 3 field goal attempts. I'm swearing to my life, he had 3 field goal attempts only the whole fourth quarter. He got shut down and closed, and he got scared.
But he doesn't even take
disappeared.
them, right? He doesn't
folded.
take them.
He folded like LeBron
Under
James
the what?
did in
Folded
the
under
finals.
the what?
He folded. What do you
Under
mean?
the what? Under the fucking pressure, fam. I'm telling you.
Okay, so why are you giving him an
it's a-
excuse?
It's not an excuse. I'm just saying. What's it called? That's the reason as to why Houston just lost this game. They were
lost
up most
because
of. They
Golden
were up
State's
the
too
whole
good,
game.
and nobody. Okay, I'll give it to you. Pressure. Nobody can handle the pressure of Golden State.
Yeah.
And James Harden folded just as hard, if not harder, than LeBron James did against that Dallas Mavericks team.
Yes.
What, the 2012 finals or 2011. all right, this guy disappeared in that fourth quarter and had nothing to give his team. And I don't think Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum can do anything better than James Harden, top 3 player in the league, and Chris Paul, top 10, 5 point guard.
But I feel like it's also going to come down to, okay, it's backcourt versus backcourt. Obviously,
whose backcourt's better?
We know, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking. Okay, this is me thinking. I don't know when KD comes back, everything changes. But it's about what the other players are gonna do. You got Seth Curry.
Supporting cast.
Yeah, he's a great 3-point shooter. You got
up and down the game.
Enes Kanter, he can jump in and he's like Evan Turner. You got to look around that outside part.
Okay, and
Harkless,
Andre Iguodala has been rejuvenized since Kevin Durant
Not
right now.
11 points last game. I think is that what he had.
Do you know how many offensive fouls he took? Charges? He took 3 straight games against CP3, similar to what Kyle Lowry does. He bangs and grinds as their best defender. And everybody talks about Draymond Green as a heart and soul in terms of the energy and the rah-rah mentality. I think Iguodala is just important. And Draymond Green is released. He's not on restraints without KD. I think there's still a lingering effect to that argument between KD and Draymond, because Draymond does not play the same as when KD's on the court when he's off the court. When KD's not there, Draymond is playmaking more. He's actually driving with the ball. He's taking the shots that he should. When KD's there, it's like he's scared of KD saying, "Why'd you do that? Give me the damn ball." And he just defers to KD all the time.
But even in the last game, he had 8 points. He didn't provide much offensively. He had a chance to take the ball. What happened?
He had a few missed layups, but he was driving through 3 guys, creating the havoc. And then it was Iguodala.
Passing it out.
It was Iguodala or Kevon Looney even coming through for cleaning up the rebound on the glass, put back.
Yeah.
He was creating pressure for the defense. The name of your best chances in offense is forcing the defense to uncomfortable situations, putting pressure on them. We talk about the Raptors when those games they lost to Philly, they made it too easy for the defense. And Draymond Green, when he's released, now you have trouble because he can play make. He's still gonna get you 8 assists, guaranteed. He's now shooting better without KD there. And can also drive as well. Is he too reckless in his movements sometimes? Well, hell yes. That's Draymond Green. That's who he is. And you got to deal with that as on your team. Same as guys in hockey like Brad Marchand. It is what it is. They're reckless. They're going to make stupid mistakes sometimes. Giveaways. And same thing Steph Curry. Steve Kerr talked about after Game 6. When he said, my guys are big fucking giants. He said after Game 5 and Game 6. It's like Steph makes some plays some games where leaves you scratching your head like, bro, what are you doing? But then when he does the amazingness, night in, night out, every fourth quarter,
even in that
the big time games, you forget all that. And
first half,
Draymond does good stuff.
Yeah, nothing in the first half. Who's talking about that? You're talking about
nobody, because he had 33 when it mattered. 33 points when it mattered, my friend.
Shit, exactly, and that's what I was talking about with Kawhi Leonard too. It's about how you finish. If you start bad, brush it aside, continue. That's what I want to see out of a superstar.
So basically what we're saying is, Russell Westbrook, work on your damn shooting and your closing. Because these guys are having Westbrook-esque games, but they're still getting it done in crunch time. And that is the biggest difference. And that is why Russell Westbrook has dropped out of that elite conversation of players in the NBA.
Well, until you get up. But, we were talking about Russ. He will never win a championship.
Yeah, he won't.
There's a lot of great players in this era that won't win championships. I.e., James Harden. What else does he need to win a championship?
He needs
Golden State to break up, and
he needs Golden State to break up,
get injured,
and he needs a CP3 that isn't old and that can give it to him for a complete 7-game series.
Look at the CP3 he had this game.
CP3 was terrible. Game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But did you watch the
series?
It was, but this was the game of the series that was supposed to change everything for them.
Yeah,
Kevin Durant's out. We win this one. We win 7.
But it's a whole series.
But I'm saying
if he can give you something,
and they still
the
lost.
games you lose earlier in the series, in your first 3 losses, maybe those don't turn into losses, they turn into a win.
But Chris Paul stepping up.
One game.
And KD being out still didn't give him a win.
Honest, I can't give nobody credit when you play for one game, saying that you can contribute to a championship team when you show up for one game in a series that goes 6 games. Chris Paul, Father Time is catching up with you, my friend. I'm sorry, because I like the way you play.
But even when he played well, they still lost.
$35 million he's owed for 3 more years.
But what difference did him playing well make?
None, because Steph Curry took over. And Klay Thompson.
But imagine if KD was there too now. Giving you extra 30.
Golden State plays better without him, I've said it, so you never know.
Fuck off. Plays better without him.
Everybody else is involved.
No team plays better without fucking KD. If you have KD on your team is better. Facts.
That's what I said.
That's
you
why
can't say they're better, but I think they are better, man.
Bro, the players on the team are like, okay, when KD's on the court, thank God we have KD. Give him the ball.
Well, that's the thing. Because if you don't give him the ball, you guys gonna be bitching and complaining. Yo, give me the ball like you did with Draymond.
Bro, Draymond was even saying that in post game conference. He was like, honestly, when KD's on the court, I get a little lazy because I can just give the ball off to him and he can score.
Exactly. So they play better because they all get involved.
But no,
they all have to
crunch
try
time when they all
off.
have to get involved, they will. And
no, they still just leave it to KD to do something, and then he misses his shot like he did Game 4, and then just dumps it off to Steph for a bad
When you have
luck.
a first half where Klay Thompson's virtually giving you all your offense, KD added to that is gonna, especially with Steph Curry missing most of his shots, all of his shots for this game.
No, I don't even know where this last argument even stemmed from.
Wait, well, I'm saying why the team's better with KD on. The team won't be in the lead in the first half.
Is he the best player on the team? Sure. Is he the most important player? No.
Yes.
Okay, we're
it's
not
getting scary in Toronto, bro.
I know this weather's going nuts. Well, it sounds like hail's coming down.
Yeah, no.
We'll say we might have a show one day where we just debate who's more important, KD or Steph to this team.
And then the postseason, 100%.
Because, tell me this then.
Mm.
Why in the 3 years that Kevin Durant has been with Golden State Warriors is their record with Steph playing and KD not playing now 30-4?
What's
that
the
is
record
a 73 win pace.
And
500.
What's the
500.
What's the record with KD playing?
And no Steph?
Championships.
They won championships without him.
They won one. Champion.
Yeah, one.
Ships, not ships. Championship.
And their record with no Steph and only KD is 500.
And those are,
it's like 19
and again,
19.
they lost 2 games to a fucking Cavaliers that fucking Dellavedova was their second best player. You lost 2 games. You won 6 games with that and you won a championship. Pfft, you ain't winning a champion. And they didn't when Kyrie and Love were back.
You don't think they could beat Milwaukee or Toronto without KD?
No. Oh, Toronto, no, because I think Toronto's gonna win.
Stop saying that. You just every time I say no, because I think Toronto. You always think Toronto everything.
Yes, of course.
Oh my god. So even with KD, you think Toronto would beat Golden State if they're in the final?
Yes.
I'm ending this show. My god, you're honestly so.
What do you mean? You think
sometimes.
Toronto's not winning a championship?
No, against KD, Golden State Warriors.
Oh my
no chance.
God. Clippers took two. Clippers.
Because they didn't give a shit about the Clippers.
And they're not going to give a shit because they're probably going to think they can breeze by Toronto.
Are you kidding me? Toronto beat them both times in the regular season. And KD said...
Oh, but apparently we can't beat them in the postseason.
Stop saying that Toronto's up and coming. They have arrived. They're here. They're not going to take them lightly. But Toronto's not beating Kevin Durant or Steph Curry, Klay Thompson.
Yes, he is.
Full roster Warriors.
They lost 2 games with Houston, too. But with KD.
Because that's a good team.
So is Toronto.
Oh my god.
If they go to the finals, they're the best team out of the East. What are you talking about?
Yes, and they might take 2 or 3 games, but they will not win.
They'll take 3 games, but they won't win.
This team in 7 games. It is not possible.
Then don't cheer for us. Don't cheer for us now, because why?
Oh my god!
Why do you want
I'm realistic and I'm making a prediction on a podcast, which is what people are actually listening to us to do. I'm not just saying favoritism as a fan like you are.
No, bro.
I mean, why you're here?
Bro, because if I'm cheering for a team, I'm always going to think they're going to win.
What we're doing right now is not talking as fans.
Huh?
We're trying to give a practical view of what we think might happen.
I'm giving you a practical view right
You're
now.
not. You're just saying, I'm just going to say Toronto
Bro,
always because I'm a Toronto fan.
If we want to get into that, I feel like Kawhi's been the biggest problem for Golden State since they've started playing him. And that's facts.
What evidence? 3 quarters? 2 years ago? 3 quarters?
3 quarters that a lot of people still talk about. The fact that they're talking about 3 quarters is says something.
He also had a deep team that also had a...
He didn't have a deep team. That team got swept without him. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Raptors will get swept without Kawhi too.
Huh? Yeah, and with them, will they get swept? No.
No, that Spurs team wouldn't have got swept, but they wouldn't have won.
They could have. A lot of people said they could have been a different series.
That team, you got still Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, who were playing well and were not aged out yet. And you had Danny Green, you had Patty Mills. You had players on that team.
And who knows how KD's going to feel coming back. He can get injured again coming up in the next series.
You were just saying how great KD is. You don't think like an 80% KD is still going to slap people?
Slap maybe teams like fucking Portland. Not the Toronto Raptors.
I hope the Raptors make the finals.
Bro, so anyone argue with me about Raptors, I'll tell you they'll beat Team USA.
See, you just... I don't use this word. You're just an idiot.
What are you talking about?
You were just talking with your
Don't
heart.
watch the games, please. Bro, leave Toronto. Go live in fucking Oshawa, fam.
I'm not...
You're not from Toronto.
I'm not...
You're not in Toronto.
Dude,
no. If you don't think we can win a championship this year, then we never will.
We have a chance, but I'm not saying that we're favored.
Oh, now he says we have a chance. So if I'm riding on that chance, what's the issue in that?
I'm not saying if you break it down out of 100%, I'm giving the Raptors maybe a 40% chance of winning. Not even a 50.
That's not bad though. 40% chance is a fucking
max. You're picking
if
them
they
to
say
win.
it's 40% chance of rain outside today, there's a good chance there's gonna be some fucking rain
but
today.
you're picking them to win, which means that you're giving them like a 75% chance of winning or 100% chance of winning that season.
No,
You're
I'm
picking them to
saying
win.
that 40% chance is good enough for me, and I still think they're gonna win.
No, it's
Yes,
dude. I'm not like Sid Sixero who was on Tim and Sid
bro,
yesterday
fuck these
and
percent-
picked
these-
Philly to win today, and then
Who
had
said this?
Sid Sixero. You know that guy Tim and Sid.
He said that Philly was
Philly
gonna
was
win.
gonna win Game 7, and he had all the interns and the guys working at that show in the background dancing like a bunch of loons. And actually, I forgot. I wanted to give him my waste
Fuck
man of the
him,
day.
man.
I want to give my waste man
The
of the day.
fuck is he doing? He's a
But
fucking Toronto man.
I would never pick. I wasn't picking Philly analytically,
No.
practically to beat
No.
Toronto today with a better team.
Hell no.
But practically, Golden State is better. And we're gonna end off on this because we could go for the next 3 hours
Real shit.
arguing about this. So, for Addis Kucukovic, I'm Jay Boyle. Thank you for listening. Golden State's gonna beat Portland in
Raptors
5.
in 7.
Raptors are gonna beat Milwaukee probably.
100%.
We hope. And then they're
Wait,
gonna
what
lose
about
to Golden State in the finals.
before we end this off quickly? What about the other two?
Other two. What are you talking about? There's 2 series going on.
Yeah, and then championship. Give the whole fucking thing.
Golden State will beat the Raptors in 6,
Raptors beat Milwaukee in how much?
7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Done. You heard it here. It's gonna happen. I hope Toronto wins, but I'm being realistic. This guy's just a loser and thinks
He's
with his
being a
heart
hater. He
only.
ain't being realistic.
And for Addis, I'm Jay. Thank you for listening to In the Mix. Have a great night.
Fuck Jay.